7 things we should never say to children, and most parents say these. I'm a registered early childhood teacher with over 10 years of experience specializing in the early years of child development. If you say the wrong sentence to your child, even once, you could leave an emotional scar that lasts their whole life. I'm not exaggerating. Studies show that the words children hear in their early years literally shape their brain structure, their confidence, and even their success as adults. That's what's at stake here, and I don't want that for your child. That's why, after reading hundreds of books, research papers, and case studies, and applying these lessons in my 10-year career as a registered early childhood teacher, I've distilled everything into this video for you. Today you're going to learn 7 things you should never say to children. Things that sound harmless but secretly destroy confidence, emotional resilience, and motivation. And make sure you watch all the way to the end, because the last one is the most important. If you miss any part of this framework, it simply won't work. So skip this video only if you don't care about your child's long-term emotional health. But if you do, let's get started. Tip 1. You're so smart. This sounds like praise, but did you know that calling a child smart can actually make them terrified of failure? Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck discovered that kids praised for intelligence often avoid challenges. They think, if I fail, maybe I'm not smart anymore. It's like giving them a fragile glass trophy labeled smart that they're scared to drop. Instead, praise their effort. For instance, you can say, I love how hard you worked on that puzzle. This builds growth mindset where failure isn't the end. It's fuel for growth. Tip 2. Stop crying. It's not a big deal. Here's the shocking part. Brain scans from UCLA reveal that emotional pain lights up the same areas of the brain as physical pain. When you say stop crying, it's like telling them your pain doesn't matter. Imagine if you broke your arm and someone said, stop overreacting. You wouldn't feel comforted. You'd feel invisible. Instead say, I can see this is really hard for you. Do you want me to sit with you until it feels better? This simple switch teaches emotional regulation. Quick pause. If you're finding this valuable, can I ask you for a small favor? I spend hours researching, editing this content while working full-time with children. I give it all to you completely free. So please hit the like button right now. It doesn't cost you anything, but it tells me to keep making these videos like this. Thank you. Tip 3. Why can't you be more like your brother or sister? Sibling comparison feels like motivation, but they create shame. A University of Toronto study showed kids who were compared to siblings grew up with lower self-worth and carried that wound into adulthood. It's like planting a seed of, I'll never be enough. Instead, highlight their unique strength. For instance, I noticed how patient you were with that Lego tower. That turns comparison into confidence. Tip 4. Because I said so. This feels powerful, but research from the University of New Hampshire found that children raised under because I said so parenting become more obedient in the short term, but also vulnerable to peer pressure later. Think about it. The child who blindly obeys you today might blindly obey someone dangerous tomorrow. Instead, give a reason. For instance, I don't want you running in the parking lot because cars may not see you. Reason builds trust, not fear. comment below with the biggest struggle you're facing with your child right now. Whether it's behavior, emotions, sleep, or routines, I'll personally reply within 24 hours with a free solution just for you. I promise. Tip 5. You're fine. Here's the danger. When you tell a child you're fine when they don't feel fine, you teach them to distrust their own body signals. Harvard research shows that kids dismissed like this often grow up ignoring stress and health warnings. It's like if your car's engine light came on and the mechanic just said, "It's fine, ignore it." Eventually, the engine breaks down. Instead, say this. For instance, "That fall looked like it hurt. Do you want me to check your knee?" This builds self-awareness and emotional intelligence. If you know a parent or teacher who needs to hear this, share this video with them right now. You might change their child's future just by passing this along. Tip 6. You always or you never. You never listen. You always make a mess. Do you know what happens when a child hears that? Neuroscience shows repeated labels shape identity through a process called neural pruning. Basically, their brain keeps the pathways you repeat and cuts away the rest. So every time you say, "You never listen," their brain is literally wiring that belief as truth. I am someone who doesn't listen. Instead, swap absolute for specifics. For instance, I noticed it was hard to listen this morning when we were rushing. Let's try again later. That rewires their brain for growth, not shame. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe right now, because if you miss my future videos, you'll miss strategies that could completely change your child's confidence, language, and emotional development. And I don't want you to miss out. Tip 7. Good job. This might be the hardest to hear, but overusing good job makes kids crave external approval instead of developing inner motivation. Alfie Kohn's research shows children praised with good job often becomes less curious, less persistent, and more dependent on others for validation. Think of it like social media likes. Kids start doing things not because they enjoy them, but because they want your thumbs up. Instead, describe their actions. For instance, "You stacked those blocks carefully and they didn't fall." That builds intrinsic motivation, the kind that fuels lifelong learning. Here's something shocking. Researchers discovered that by age 3, children from language-rich homes hear over 30 million more words than children from language-poor homes. 30 million! So here's my question. If your child is missing out on millions of words, what's that doing to their brain, their vocabulary, their future? The answer and the exact proven ways to boost your toddler's vocabulary fast are in my next video. 7 proven tips to boost your toddler's vocabulary fast. You need to watch it before it's too late. And remember, you've got this and I've got your back.